Could AI replace strength coaches? It's 2025, and AI has infiltrated nearly every element of our life, and it's only a matter of time until it has substantial impact on every single aspect of your day-to-day being. Could strength be the next thing on the block for AI to be able to take over? I have my thoughts, but I always reach out to other people, and I reached out to my friend Will to see what he thought.
I definitely think that AI is going to replace coaches because AI is just getting too good. No matter how personal you want to get, how specific you want to get, it can meet your needs. It's not cookie cutter anymore. Things are just progressing so fast. So I think that even like the next year, AI is just going to completely take over the coaching industry, unfortunately.
Will thinks it's possible, and so do I. I think AI could write a pretty good strongman program. I'm 3 weeks out from the Arnold Classic, and I want to see if it's possible for AI to write my program for the last 3 weeks into the Arnolds. But before I put in a prompt, I don't like to cheat on people. In fact, I don't cheat on people. And so I'm going to have a difficult conversation.
Hey, buddy, how you doing?
Yeah, good. Tough conversation right now, but I'm switching to another coach. We've done well, but I'm gonna try out AI and see how it goes.
AI.
Yeah,
We've had like 23 podiums in a row.
yeah, but I've lost a bunch, and sometimes I'm training at night and you're asleep. It's just gonna be better for me right now, and I just don't want it to be awkward. So I was hoping you'd be good about it.
Do what you got to do.
Okay.
All right. The hard bit is done, and now it's time to go full in with my AI coach. I've popped in the events for the Arnold Strongman Classic. We are deadlifting for max weight. We have an overhead medley with a stone press, dumbbell press, and log press, a frame carry at 400 kilos, a carry and drag at 540 kilos, a maximum jerk from weightlifting blocks, and a stone to shoulder at 180 kilos. I've prompted AI to write me a 4-week plan to prepare for this show. It goes through all the elements, creating a strategic regimen, focusing on events, creating a schedule, building the strength, crafting the regimen, and advancing the intensity. And ultimately, it pops out with this overall structure. Day 1, it has lower body max strength day, focusing on deadlifts. Day 2 is overhead press work with log press, stone press, dumbbell press with some accessories. Day 3 is an explosive or power day, focusing on the jerk from the blocks. And day 4 is an events day with frame carry, carry and drag, and stone to shoulder. This gets all of the events for the Arnold, but it seems very, very event heavy. Let's dig into the actual days themselves and see if we throw in some things to maintain general strength and not just building event skill. First up, with event number 1, we have max deadlift focused training. 4 weeks out, it says 5x5 at 70 to 75% of 1RM. If I want to deadlift 1,000 pounds, 70% of that is going to be about 700 pounds. 5x5 at 700, not going to totally prepare me to deadlift 1,000, but it's not crazy. It's not horrible. We move to squats at 3x5 moderate weight and move on to accessories, which are barbell hip thrusts and then some plank variations. Moving into day 2, overhead medley work. It has log press and then stone press and then dumbbell press. It wants stone and dumbbell at comp weight and log press at 70 to 80%. The log press is about 435 pounds, 430 pounds. So it says 3 to 4 sets of 3 to 5 reps. It's 70 to 80% of that. 75% of 430 pounds is 70% of that is 301 pounds. I don't like that. That is very light compared to the load that we have to lift. I don't think that's going to make me as strong as I could be. But the stone press and the dumbbell press at comp weight absolutely makes sense. And then for accessories, it asks for a strict overhead press or seated dumbbell press for sets of 10. And for triceps, it says 3 sets of 10 dips or skull crushers. Nothing too crazy there. Moving on to day 3, the explosive day. It says 5x3 at 70 to 75% of estimated 1 rep max jerk. That's perfect. That makes a lot of sense. Followed by 3x5 front squat at a moderate weight. Then speed pulls 3x3 at 60 to 70%, building off of the deadlift work we were doing earlier on, followed by accessories for upper back. Finishing up with event day, it says frame carry for multiple sets at competition weight. Then it goes to a carry and drag, 1 to 2 full run sets with the carry and the drag if possible. Then 3 to 5 singles or doubles at competition weight for stone to shoulder at 400 pounds. Moving on to some general conditioning. So let's break this down. All in all, this program is okay, but I think it's missing a couple of things. I think the deadlifts are too light. At this stage, 4 weeks out from trying to get a max deadlift, you should be looking at singles and doubles. For log press, if we're trying to press 195 and we're 4 weeks out, 195 kilo, I should say 430 pounds, and we're 4 weeks out, we should be at least 180 kilos or 400 pounds. It's also sort of eliminated the fact that this is a medley and they're together. So separating the log from the stone to the dumbbell is going to allow for complete recovery and is very good, probably 8 weeks out, but 4 weeks out, we should be looking at jamming these together. For jerks, I think this is great. I don't think there's any problem with 5x3 at 75%. That's great for technique. Finishing up with event day, the frame carry, multiple sets at competition weight, competition distance. That's not going to happen. That's going to be way over the top. Same thing with the carry and drag. Same thing with the stone to shoulder. All of these at competition weight is a bit overzealous. And here's a general problem I'm finding. The heavy lifts are too light, and the light lifts are programmed very well. So our explosive lifts, the stone press, the dumbbell press, the jerk, all great. These all make sense to me. It's all what we should be doing. The heavy lifts, the frame carry, the stone to shoulder, the log press, the deadlifts, all of them seem a little bit off. The deadlift is too light. The stone to shoulder is at competition weight, which is crazy, 4 weeks out for multiple sets. And the log press is far too light. I think I know what's going on, but maybe it just knows something that I don't know and that my coach has never known before. So I'll give it a try for a couple of days and I'll report back. It's been a couple of days and I gave it a try. It doesn't really feel like it's getting me strong like I need to be. I failed a couple of lifts. I feel like I was overworking some things and other days were just formalities. It certainly didn't understand me as a person. Well, part of this could be my problem, and I could probably continue to prompt ChatGPT until it gave me the perfect program. But at this stage, I'm feeling like I need to prompt it to give me exactly what I'm looking for, in which case I should probably just write the program myself, or better yet, I should just have my coach write the program. I'm going to talk why this was probably an issue and why AI isn't quite there yet. But first, I got to go crawling back.
What do you want?
So I've done this AI thing for 3 days now, and I love you, and I just hope that you can take me back.
Now let's talk about where AI is actually not ready yet to give a full program. It doesn't understand sympathetic fatigue. It seems to understand muscular fatigue. It seems to understand general programming very well. It understands progressions, and it gave me some really reasonable progressions. But it doesn't understand that when you are very strong and when you are lifting very heavy weight, doing something like a 180 kilo stone to shoulder after multiple sets of frame carries up a ramp at 400 kilos, those things just aren't possible. It also doesn't take into account that 5x5 at 70% for someone very strong is going to be extremely taxing compared to a 5x5 for someone at relatively lighter weights. As you get more experience, you can handle more volume, you can handle more intensity, you can handle higher percentage of 1 rep max without completely burning out. But I'm not there. I think this program would absolutely bury me if I actually tried it. And I say that as someone who prides myself on ability to recover general energy levels and ability to stick to any program. So the sympathetic fatigue is a massive problem. If I followed this program and it started to hammer me, I would see this in irritability, in difficulty concentrating, in problems with sleep, changes in appetite, multiple different things that are not going to contribute to positive training outcomes. Now, that's not it. Let's say AI got to the stage where it could write a perfect program and it did account for those things and you could tell it how you're feeling. It's still not going to replace certain elements of a one-on-one coach. When you're trying to change your body from a physiological perspective, you're fighting against your body's natural inclination to try to stay the same. Homeostasis is what the goal of the body is. to go away from that, especially when it's to something that is less comfortable. Ultimately, our bodies want to store fat, want to do nothing because we want to contain as much energy as possible in case we ever run out of food. So to change your body's physiological processes is going to be really, really difficult. When you go through something really, really difficult, nothing is more useful than having a friend there along with you, than having an expert along with you who can talk you through things, who can talk about their experiences, talk about what there is to expect, talk about the things that you don't know. And this gets to the crux of the difficulty with AI. AI can solve the problems that you know that you have. AI cannot identify the problems that you don't yet know that you have. If you prompt it perfectly, AI will pop out a perfect response. But if you prompt it imperfectly, it's going to come out with an imperfect response. We can think of this the same as Google. You could find any program on Google that you want, but you're only going to find the perfect program if you put the perfect Google search. If you don't put the perfect Google search, you're going to start getting all of the search engine optimization gurus of things not quite perfect to what you're looking for up at the top of your feed, and you're going to end up investing in something that's not for you. Now, even if you find someone who you respect, you like, you trust, you know that they know their stuff, they have education, they have expertise, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're there the same as a one-on-one coach. Now, if you're someone who wants relatively cheap training, I provide programs along with education, and that's down in the description at moosecoaching.com, and I would love to be able to help you out. But even that, I'm not saying is as good as a one-on-one coach. It's different budget, a different commitment, a different level of intensity when you do have that one-on-one coach. This is someone who you can tell how you're feeling, and they can respond as a human being with empathy, with compassion, with understanding, with experience. It's someone who you can say, this is sore and this is sore and I'm feeling this and I'm having difficulty with my kids or my dog or my wife or whatever it may be, and they can adjust your program preemptively. The best you could do in AI, if you haven't identified these things yourself, is throwing in every single day how you're feeling, what's going on, and then it's going to try to pop out some sort of best case program for you. Here's the example that I think will never be overcome though. Let's say you're having difficulty with your spouse at home or with your girlfriend at school, whatever it may be. And you pop into AI, I am going through a breakup and I am very upset. Please adjust my program. Well, there is one person who needs their program adjusted to decrease intensity and volume because it's a lot of a mental load and they need to relax. There's another person who that actually means I need more. I need more accessories. I need more lower intensity work because I want to bury myself into the gym. And that's a great mental health reliever for me. But without a conversation, without prompting AI appropriately, it's not going to ask you something back like a coach will, like a human being will. So ultimately, I believe AI will be able to write a perfect program within a year's time. I think it will be able to write a perfect program for me. And I think it will be able to write a perfect program for you, but only if you prompt it well. What it will never replace is the ability to teach you things that you don't already know that you don't know. You might think you know how to get strong, and you might think that that's related entirely to building muscle. So you might ask AI how to build the most muscle to become strong. It'll help you build muscle, but it's going to eliminate the fact that it's not making your tendons resilient. It's not making your soft tissues resilient. It's not ultimately preparing you and your body to resist the high likelihood of injury when you build a huge base and try and transition back over to strength. If you do a hypertrophy block and it's time to go into a strength block, it's not going to give you those couple of weeks of pivot because all you're going to say is, give me a hypertrophy block and it'll do it for you. You'll say, give me a strength block and it'll do it for you. But it's not going to understand the contrast from one to the other and how that's so dangerous unless you tell it exactly what you're doing. So really, the limitation in AI is not AI. The limitation in AI is your ability to use it. And ultimately, as you get more specific, as you get more advanced, as you get more developed into your training, knowledge, and expertise, the limitation on AI is going to be the human being using the AI, not the AI itself. I would love to know your guys' thoughts. Do you think that this could possibly take over? Do you think I'm missing the mark? Do you think there's something I haven't considered? And do you think I should use AI to try to prep for a show in the future? Let me know what you think. I would love to know. Pop it down in the comments. If you haven't subscribed already, please do so. And if you want to support the channel, please check out Lift Heavy Be Kind merch down in the description, along with my programs. Thank you very much for watching. Until tomorrow, lift heavy and be kind.